Stretch out the dreams from my mind. Granny's got the scoop, let's unwind. Birds are chirping, singing their tune. Mystery of the day coming soon. Cup of tea and a buttered scone. Start the day, we're never alone. Good morning, rise and shine. Granny's here with stories so fine. Good morning, off we go. To greet the world with a happy glow.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, and I pray that you're going to have an awesome day. Grab your coffee, your tea, your espresso, your cappuccino, your juice, whatever it is that you drink in the morning. Let's get started. We are going to start with Spotlight on the Missing with Granny. Our first child that's missing is Kane McGuire. Kane has been missing since August 18, 2024. He was last seen in Greenville, Tennessee. He's 16 years old, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 164 pounds, has red hair and brown eyes. If you know anything, please call the Greenville, Tennessee Police Department, 911 or 1-800-GBI-FIND. Our children are important. Our next one is Jermaine Sampson. Jermaine has been missing since February 13th, 2024. He was last seen in Memphis, Tennessee, 17 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall, 131 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. If you know anything, please call the Memphis Police Department, 911, 1-800-GBI-FIND. Guys, it's really important because an average of 500 to 600 kids under the age of 18 go missing each month in Tennessee. Right now, there are 141 Tennessee children that are missing. So please, if you know something, say something. Appreciate that. All right, so today we are going to talk about a joyride that turned tragic. 3 young kids, 2 that are teenagers and 1 that's 11 years old, guys. Horrific. They actually ran down a cyclist on purpose. Now, first of all, none of them should have even been driving. One of them had a pew-pew in his hand, waving it around. Why? I want to give credit to Banfield today. Guys, anytime you want the link for whatever I'm talking about, I always have the links in the description of my video, okay? So without further ado, let's go right to our video today. Make sure you can see it well. All right.
Like 5th, 6th grade. If you're like me, probably not a whole lot because it was a long time ago. But if you do have some of those memories, they probably revolve around school or sports or siblings. And they probably don't revolve around burglaries, shootings, grand theft auto, and murder. But that is what one 11-year-old might be reminiscing about in the many years to come, if he even makes it into his teens. Since March, we have been following the struggles of police and prosecutors in New Mexico and how to deal with an 11-year-old boy that they've been tailing for quite a while now. He is in the system somewhere in that state tonight, along with 2 other kids, older kids, all of 13 and 15 when arrested. They were hauled in for the violent death of 63-year-old nuclear physicist Scott Habermill. This happened about a year ago at 4:30 in the morning. Scott was on his way to work at the Sandia National Laboratory, and he was riding his bike.
The gun.
The kids were behind him in a stolen car. and one of them was filming on his phone from the back seat.
Are you guys recording it?
Yeah.
Gun.
So.
You ready to start profiting? Hurry up, start.
They gonna hit him hella fast. Just bump him, bruh.
Like, you like bump him?
Yeah, just bump him. Go like 15, 20.
So we froze the video, obviously. You don't really want to play a man's murder on television. But you can bet what happened next. They didn't just bump him. They ran him right over. And Scott Habermehl died. Of course, that video was a big help in tracking the 3 suspects down. And tonight we know the fate of at least one of those boys, the 13-year-old, the one who was behind the wheel driving, the one who bumped him. Yeah, I said 13. He had quite a day in court. It was not a trial because that child, Jonathan Overbay, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. He also pleaded to leaving the scene of an accident and illegally having a gun. His lawyers struck a deal for him under which he will stay locked up until he is 21 years old. If you do the math, that is 8 years from now. But you know what else?
8 years. 8 years. This makes me so angry, guys. They did this on purpose. You could hear the audio. They were encouraging, but just bump him. Bump him. No, they ran him down. They had weapons in their hands, guys. Why? Part of me wants to say, where's the parents, right? How these kids have weapons? Why were they driving? It was a stolen vehicle from what I hear. How could the prosecution do a plea deal on this case and only give that kid 8 years? Do you honestly believe that 8 years is enough? Tell me in the comments. I want to know what your thoughts are because I don't think so. They took a man's life. And where this kid is going to go, he's going to come across other people who are worse than him. You think he's going to learn anything good? Do you think 8 years he's going to be let out and not do even worse? I'm sorry. I'm angry.
Happens at these kinds of deal makings? Sentencings. And you know what happens when people are sentenced? Victims' loved ones have their say. Here is Scott Habermehl's broken-hearted wife, Jamie.
I'm in survival mode, so I feel none of this for the perpetrators of this crime. I go through day to day just hoping to make it through yet another day, and I don't have the ability to feel sympathy, empathy, or compassion for any of the 3 that put me in this place. So if they're seeking my forgiveness, they also will not receive that. It's not mine to give. The person that could give it is no longer able to because he's dead. And they will have to find their forgiveness somewhere else. It will not come from me.
When the news broke in March, it did not bring relief or closure. Instead, it reopened wounds that had barely begun to heal. The revelation that the crash was no accident, it was premeditated murder, brought new pain, anger, confusion, more questions. Why did this happen? How could a human being be capable of taking an innocent cyclist, Scott's, life? We are left to contemplate questions that will never have an answer.
I'm deeply sorry for your loss. I pray for you guys to heal, and I know that there's no excuse for what has happened. Sorry. I can't imagine what you're going through right now, and please just know that me and my son are ready to face the consequences for his actions.
So, 8 years. 8 years for the boy who was driving that stolen car and killed a respected scientist. What about the other 2 kids? The kid in the back seat who made that video is William Garcia. He was 15. Now he's 16. And prosecutors decided to charge him as an adult. And he is in jail, pending trial, no bail allowed. You won't be going home to mom. The boy in the front passenger seat, the one who was waving the gun, he is the 11-year-old Messiah Hayes. In a better world, Messiah should be in about 5th grade, dreaming about his first crush, maybe a soccer game. But instead, he is in legal limbo. And tonight, he's not charged with this crime. And that is because the law in New Mexico prohibits detaining or prosecuting anyone under the age of 12. But there is one exception, and that is murder. And what is clear as day is that Scott Habermill was murdered. So what will authorities do about this 11-year-old kid? My next guest knows. Sam Bregman is the DA for Bernalillo County, New Mexico, and he's live with me now. DA Bregman, thank you so much for being with me tonight. That's the question. What is going to happen with this 11-year-old?
Of course, and thank you, and it's a pleasure to be on tonight. I will tell you that 11-year-old will be charged with murder. When he turns 12 years old, he will be charged with murder.
So that is what I've been waiting for, is that metric. I believe, if I remember reading a document a while ago, that his birthday is in days or maybe a week or two.
It's in the month of May, and we will be charging him with murder. What you just showed is so devastating and so disgusting and so cruel, and so words cannot express how awful this is, and it's crazy. I mean, we've got an 11-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 15-year-old doing this, and it's so unacceptable. And we don't have a juvenile code in New Mexico that is caught up with the things that we are seeing on the streets of Albuquerque. It's very disheartening, and we need to do everything we can to make sure we hold these young kids accountable when they do something like this and protect the community. And it's extremely frustrating. We just tried recently to amend the juvenile code in New Mexico up the legislature, and we barely even got a hearing. It's really frustrating because times are changing. This isn't about a couple of kids fighting behind the high school anymore. This is about kids who are violently hurting and killing people on the streets of Albuquerque. Listen to this statistic. I've charged 46 kids with murder over the last several years. 46. It's crazy.
46. When it's fascinating that you say that he is going to face murder charges, this 11-year-old, and when he turns 12 in the next few days and weeks, will he face the same process likely as this 13-year-old, meaning he has the opportunity to plead? He may face the same juvenile proceeding. There is no chance for him to be raised to adult court like the 15-year-old, correct?
That's correct. And the same with the 13-year-old. The 13-year-old that pled, the only other charge he could have pled to was first-degree murder, and that would have been the exact same sentence. At that age, they cannot be charged as adults. They cannot be kept in past their 21st birthday. It's very disheartening, and things need to change because we need to hold people accountable, and it's pretty tough to tell the family of a victim, like we see here today, that they're all going to be out at 21. Or not all, not the 15-year-old, because he's being charged as an adult.
Yeah, what's the potential for this 15-year-old? I want to keep in mind that the allegations are he's in the back seat, he's rolling video, he's egging on the driver, saying bump him, go 15 or 20. So I'm looking at what that means for an adult charged with a conspiratorial kind of murder, because that's what this sort of looks like if the allegations are true. What would he be facing? What kind of a sentence would that 15-year-old backseat filmer be facing?
Well, that would be up to a judge, obviously, what type of sentencing. But he's by the way,
what's the range?
0 to 15. And he is presumed innocent unless he's proven otherwise in a court of law. And I want to make sure I emphasize that. The individual that's pled guilty, they are obviously guilty of second-degree murder, and they will be until they're 21. I wish we could have extended that longer, but right now that's all that the law provides. We've actually worked a lot on this issue in our office to try and get our legislature to change the laws in our juvenile justice system. And here's the kicker. We haven't updated our juvenile justice laws since before the iPhone was invented. Back in 1993, okay, things have dramatically changed. These kids now, as you saw in the front seat showing the gun, they think they're trophies now. The violence amongst young people right now is unacceptable.
Well, and the celebration of it, the posting of it, the laughing, the keeping it a secret for, a year while that man died. And he could have been saved. He could have been saved because once the paramedics found him, he was breathing, he was bleeding, but he could have been saved had someone done something about it. Last quick question. This 11-year-old's background is absolutely jaw-dropping. Police say that he'd been arrested multiple times, just beyond the age of 10, at least 2 shootings, aggravated assault, burglary, vandalism, organized retail theft, ramming a car into a convenience store to steal alcohol, all of this last summer when he had barely just turned 11. This is a dangerous person, no matter what age he is. And so now we've got this alleged murder that he'll be tried for, as you said, he'll be charged for. But where is he tonight? If he's not being detained, if he's not charged currently, where is he and how do we know we're all safe from him now?
Well, I know where he is, and you talked about transparency earlier. I would love to get in and talk more about specifics, but I'm not allowed to because of the law in New Mexico forbids me as the district attorney, the prosecutor, from speaking about a child of that age. But I want the people in New Mexico to know that tonight that is not a worry about that, and I just can't disclose more than that. I'm forbidden from doing it. But he will be charged, and we'll hold him accountable every single bit under the law as it exists today.
You know what? You and I have to talk again. I think there's so much more to be said. And clearly in the next couple of days, like I said, I was digging through all the paperwork. I spotted his birthday weeks and weeks ago, and I know it is days away, if not just mere weeks away. So I'm going to call you again, District Attorney Bregeman. Thank you for this tonight.
Please do. Thank you.
Guys, what do you think? What do you think? It breaks my heart. Now, where is this 11-year-old kid? He's not in custody? He's not in custody? You know, 8 years isn't enough, guys. 8 years isn't enough. Especially given the fact that they planned to do this. Premeditation can happen minutes before a crime, guys. And this was premeditated. Let's keep the victims' families in our thoughts and prayers, guys. I would say the parents of these children too, but where were these parents of these children? Because ultimately, they are also responsible for their child's actions. If your child is doing things that are against the law, then you need to do something for your child. I'm just saying, parents should be held responsible when their children are off breaking the law. It's my opinion. If I hear any more about this, guys, I will let you know. Thank you for being here with me today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really want to know what you think of this. And let me know if 8 years is enough. Let me know if you think that 11-year-old should be in custody before he turns 12. I mean, at the very least, he should be in juvenile custody, shouldn't he? Juvie, detention. But let me know your thoughts. I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming here every morning. Please hit the like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Make sure you turn it to all so that you're notified when we go live, which is most nights, 5 p.m. Central Time. We're building a great community, one that's drama-free and safe for you to come and have a conversation. Hope to see you there. Become a part of our crime-busting family. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, awesome day. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.